Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
We're leaving tonight because, we can't get to work. My daughter can't get to work. She's got to stay at other people's places just to get to work.
Backed by popular demand, the Fargo Marathon is once again upon us.
But the route that the marathon runs along isn't striking a chord with some folks in town. We've received some complaints through our whistleblower hotline about parking problems that the race causes.
Valley News team's Joseph Ojo went out in the area to see how people feel about the marathon and finds out what kinds of inconveniences it causes.
But it is a good thing for our community, but it does kind of put a halt to the things that we want to do in our neighborhood.
Jody Ritter says she enjoys watching the marathon pass by each year, but because the race is so long, it's very conflicting with her and her family's schedule. And due to streets being blocked off and no parking signs placed along the route of the marathon, it makes it hard for people like Steve Miller to move around and even grab groceries.
Inconvenient because we can't get out of here when we need to get out of here.
The race is also costing residents like Brenda Draper to miss out on some cash.
Well, I had to take the day off from work because I can't get out of the driveway. It starts at 6 o'clock in the morning and you just can't get out.
Several others we talked to off camera say they think that it would be best if the marathon ran along an area that didn't close roads which get people in and out of their neighborhood. And they also get upset and fed up with runners and fans littering on their properties.
They drop things as they go along. It's not uncommon to be picking up off the boulevard.
While the race comes as a headache for some, others embrace having the race in town and say one weekend of just getting up early and planning ahead won't hurt.
It's for the community, it's health and whatnot, whatever. So, and it's just for a few days, so you just got to make do.
But I cheer them on and spray them with the sprinkler.
In Fargo, Joseph Ojo, Valley News Live.
For information on whether your street will be closed due to the marathon, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. You'll see a link to the streets on the marathon. And remember, if you need help with a serious issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 237-6576. You can leave your tip, and then we will do our best to get to the bottom of it.
Authorities in Pelican Rapids, Minnesota are looking for a missing woman. 19-year-old Hodan Hossein Odawa was last seen Wednesday morning around 6 a.m. Police say her family is very concerned for her well-being. She's described as being 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighs 100 pounds. If anyone has seen her or knows where she is, you are asked to contact Pelican Rapids Police Department. The phone number is on your screen, 218-863-1351.
There's still rain in some spots, but now we've added a little cold to the mix. It's brisk out there. Hutch, will that carry over into tomorrow morning?
Yeah, and it's even going to get a little bit worse for some of us. A lot of rain fell in the central Dakotas. We're in north central South Dakota. Reports of 8 to 10 inches caused problems with flash flooding and dams breaking. North Fargo, 1.2 inches. The south side of town here at the studios, only about 1/3 of an inch. Rain continues in northwest Minnesota. The rest of us drying out, but still a little soggy with that little mist and blowing mist around. The heavy rain showers will continue for northwest Minnesota while we have a frost. Yes, a frost advisory for northwest and north central North Dakota. Will rise and shine with clearing skies and temperatures in the 30s. That's pretty chilly to start your weekend. I'll have details on how much we warm up for Saturday, and we'll talk about the rest of the weekend here in just a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team Weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so that you can plan your day. All you have to do is search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free.
Minnesota manufacturers are concerned about facing a possible labor shortage as baby boomers retire. This comes from a survey released by Enterprise Minnesota. That survey included 400 respondents and 60 focus group participants. It found that 65% of them expect to expand this year, doubling their employment needs of 2016. But the report found that half of the respondents said hiring and retention are their biggest challenges, and smaller firms are less likely to prepare for the anticipated shortage.
The student arrested in the school shooting in Texas that killed 10 people and injured 10 others this Friday appeared before a judge. Bail was denied for 17-year-old Demetrius Pogorchis, who appeared in handcuffs with his head down. He's charged with capital murder and aggravated assault on a public servant. Investigators say the teenager used his father's shotgun and pistol in the attack at Santa Fe High School around 8 this morning. 9 students and 1 teacher were killed. 10 more people also hurt. Investigators say Pogorczyk gave no warning signs to people who knew him, but later told investigators he had planned to kill himself after the shooting, but didn't have the courage. 2 bombs were also found inside the school and off campus. They did not explode.
That mass shooting has thrust the issue of gun control and school safety back into the spotlight at the Minnesota Capitol. There is now a renewed commitment for school safety in the state. Leaders from both parties and the governor say they want to get something together in the next coming days to make sure there is money made available to school districts to make safety improvements. Ironically, the Safe Schools, Safe Kids company were already on hand giving a demonstration on new technology to make school buildings more attack-proof. Also, some of the same students who took part in the March for Our Lives were back at the Capitol.
We are here standing in front of the Capitol right now because we are all terrified.
And it kills me to know that those students died today because their school and the government is not doing enough for us.
This latest school shooting in Texas brings to the total shootings in the United States to 22 for this year alone.
More and more teachers are choosing to step away from the classroom. It's a growing trend that's showing no signs of slowing down, and it could be having a negative impact on the students. Researchers say teachers leave for a lot of reasons, including a lack of preparation and support, stress, and salary concerns. That turnover can negatively affect student learning. Teachers say children also feel the loss personally.
One of the biggest things that can impact a kid that's at risk is having a good relationship with an adult mentor, you know, and so we put a lot of work into developing these relationships with kids, and if that person leaves, then for whatever reason, I think that student's experience at school has been impacted.
One district in our area has made teacher retention a priority, and they say it's working. In the 2016-17 school year, Moorhead Public Schools saw only a 4% turnover rate, which is better than the national average of about 8%.
The weekend is off to a memorable start for a Horace man who could well be drinking a cold Budweiser beer right now. Mike Anders has served for 29 years with the North Dakota Air National Guard. He was entered into a local radio station contest for vets and servicemen. The Happy Hooligan was chosen to receive a visit from the world-famous Clydesdales, who gave him a case of cold beer.
Never thought they'd show up in front of my house, and they brought me a case of beer to boot, so what a great day.
And you have a chance to see the Clydesdales tomorrow. They're going to be taking part in the Military Appreciation Parade in West Fargo.
A must-see then tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great.
Coming up next on Valley News Live at 10, when you consider the risks of serving in the military, skin cancer might not come to mind, but doctors say soldiers are more at risk than others.
Plus, more young adults are getting hooked on hookah smoking, what they're exposed to when they take a draw.